This is the day. This is the part of my day I look forward to, man. I do. I don't know what it is. I could be like this. Yeah, man. Time for the show. All right, motherfuckers, I'm ready to go. Let's do it.
Yeah, man. It's
I don't
boxing,
know what it
dog.
is, man.
It's boxing. That's what it is, man. That's the
I
explanation
don't.
for it. You know what I'm saying? It's something that you can speak about with no script. You ain't gotta look no shit up while we're live on the show. None of that, bro. It all comes straight off the dome. The history, the current, everything comes straight off the dome, and it's exactly what you like to do. So it's easy work, man. It's easy to get it in.
Yeah, but it also helps to be talking to somebody of equal intelligence as yourself.
And too many of them, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly. It is not too many of them. And as always, go to threekingsboxing.com where it's plenty of intelligent people to talk to over there. Go to threekingsboxing.com for the latest great what's going on in the sport of boxing. And as always, helping me out in this foxhole as we battle the BS of this sport and the rumors and everything else of your favorite media sources is my man HNIC. What's going on, family?
What's good, man? I'm over here looking at YouTube trying to bullshit us right now. That's what I'm doing, bro.
Are you serious?
One of the videos, they made one of our videos basically rated R. You know what I'm saying? They said, yeah, we went ahead and automatically made this video not suitable for anybody under the age of 18. So essentially, dog, the shit was rated R cinema. And I'm like, you gotta be kidding me, dog. Like, we ain't say nothing out of nothing ridiculous to the point where it gotta be rated R. You know what I'm saying? Like you need to have like your mom and pops and shit with you to listen to the video, bro. What the hell are they talking about?
Yeah,
man?
like you got to put your age in.
Yeah,
what year
you
was
know
you
what I'm
born?
saying?
Yeah, what year was you born?
Yeah. Mom and pops and shit got to sit next to you before you could buy a ticket, man. Get up out of here with that shit, man. But yeah, they YouTube is on some BS, man, and that's why I don't really like using YouTube like that. But it is what it is, though.
Oh my God, rated R.
Yeah.
So you know what the crazy thing is when you do stuff like that, I feel like, all right, well, fuck it, might as well do rated R shit then.
Right. Exactly, bro. Exactly.
You gonna do that? All right, might as well do rated R.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? That's like a woman who told us, you cheated. I know you cheated. No, I did. You did. You a cheater. I ain't gonna never forgive you to admit it. Might as well go out and cheat then.
All right, fuck it then. I'll cheat then. You're making me want to cheat now at this point. Fuck it, I'll do it then.
Yeah, you slept with my girl. It must be something about her that I'm missing out on because you keep talking about me. Yeah.
Right.
You done brought up 3 times, man. All right, man. Let's go ahead on and jump right on into this, man. Okay, so it's words and phrases that's being thrown out there. We've heard it several times. We did all we could on our end to pretty much tell y'all that no, that's not the case. But whatever, cats seem to be fixated and stuck on Wilder taking this $10 million or wanting a $10 million step aside fee. Now, the thing that bothers me about it, and I'm gonna get on because Tyson Fury pretty much is like, man, I ain't paying him nothing, man. I'd rather beat his ass. The hell I'm gonna pay him $10 million for? I'd rather beat his ass.
Right.
Right, Tyson, like the hell I'm gonna throw my money away. I'd rather whoop his ass, right? The thing that bothers me about this is the way Cats is talking. Cats is talking like once Wilder out the way, we got to fight. No, you still have Kubrat Pulev, and that man has made it very, very clear. There's no amount of step aside money you can offer him. He has been waiting a long time for Anthony Joshua. Now, of course, we all know that we've heard people say this before, but I'm just saying, Cats talking like once they get Wilder out the way, it's easy peasy. I don't know where they're getting that from, man, but here's what Tyson had to say about it. Some newspaper reported that he wanted $10 million to step aside, but I'm not paying him no money to step aside. I'd rather take his scalp again. I'll beat him in the ring. That's how I get him out the way. I wouldn't pay him. I wouldn't pay him $2 million to step aside. I'd rather give him another battering again. I'm going to take him out for a third time, hopefully at the end of the year. And then we're going to go into 2021 for the biggest fight in boxing history between 2 undefeated British heavyweights. Tyson obviously made a mistake there. Me and AJ, and we're going to battle it out for all the gold. There used to be a 3-headed monster in the division. It was me, Wilder, Joshua, and then Andy Ruiz knocked out Joshua, bust that bubble, broke him in. Then I broke in the Bronze Bomber, and then 3 became 2, 2 became 1, and now I'm a standalone soldier, and they all need to come through me now. And it's not an easy task because I guard the gate. Now, he will further go on and say that he does plan on fighting more, and he started dropping names of guys he would love to fight. He's going to continue. He named White, Miller, Pulev, Ruiz, Ortiz, Dubois, Joyce. But at the end of the day, Tyson Fury is like, I ain't giving the man shit.
Hey, dog, I ain't giving him shit, dog. Nope.
Nope.
Well, I don't really think Deontay Wilder asked for step aside money, to be realistic, dog, because I mean, I know $10 million is a lot of money. You know what I'm saying? That's, you know, people gonna it's a number at which it seems as if anybody would fucking take if it's given. You know what I'm saying? So it's not out of the ordinary or, you know, dumb to think that he would have asked for that, right? And plus, it's him stepping aside so that Tyson Fury could so that Tyson Fury would become unified and undisputed champion, right, after beating Anthony Joshua. But here's the problem. Kubrat Pulev would have to agree to step aside money as well. Kubrat Pulev is just as determined to fight Anthony Joshua as Deontay Wilder is to get his belt back from Tyson Fury, man. So I don't see neither one of these guys taking step aside money at this point in their career, even though the money could be a ridiculous amount. I don't see it. Kubrat Pulev has been trying to get a fucking title fight since he lost to Vladimir Klitschko in, I think, 2011 or something like that?
Yep.
He's been trying to get a title fight since then. And he's won all of his fights since then. Everyone he's faced, he's won. But he you know, they would say, hey man, you know, fight Dillian White for this IBF title eliminator so you could become the mandatory. Dillian White didn't want no smoke. They tried to get him to fight other guys. Hell, he was supposed to fight Anthony Joshua back in 2017 or so. Hurt his bicep or hurt his pectoral.
Yeah, he sure did.
You know what I'm saying? And couldn't go through with the fight, so they ended up substituting Carlos Takam, right? So Kubrat Pulev is a guy that's been wanting his title shot for almost 10 fucking years now, dog. He's not taking no step aside money. Hell, Kubrat Pulev is already out here in these streets. Talking about Anthony Joshua scared and all that, man. So he got a whole lot riding on himself, dog. He's not taking no step aside money. And then you got Deontay Wilder. I mean, this is the guy. I mean, literally, bro. You know, he loses a fight, and the next thing he says is, "Oh man, that wasn't me in the ring, bro." So the narcissistic nature that is Deontay Wilder, dog, right? The strong will, the heart. That shit ain't going. He not taking no step aside money. He wants his belt back immediately. And to be quite honest with you, dog, from a boxing business perspective, I'd be like, take the step aside money. From a boxing business perspective, I say take the step aside money, dog. Right? Take the step aside money. That's however much they're willing to give you, or if you did ask for step aside money, which I don't think he did, but if he did, they get and they oblige, they give you this, right? Then you can watch Tyson Fury beat Anthony Joshua. Then you're guaranteed a third Tyson Fury fight anyway because it's in the contract. Hell, it wouldn't have mattered anyway because the contract would be manipulated to where Deontay Wilder would automatically get the winner of that fight, right? Now, it goes to show that it'd be a difficult situation to manipulate because you still got Kubrat Pulev. You see what I'm saying? You can't ignore the IBF mandatory. Hell, the IBF is the most strict. They would try to inject some type of provision to where it'd be like, well, you know, I see that y'all are over there trying to say Wilder would be the guy that automatically gets the winner of Tyson Fury, Anthony Joshua, but I still got Kubrat Pulev. That's exactly what Daryl Peoples, the president of the IBF, will be saying. Yep. I still got Kubrat Pulev. Y'all better put this motherfucker in that contract somewhere. You know what I'm saying? Like maybe Wilder got to fight Pulev, or we just gonna step in and say, nah, man, the winner got to fight Pulev, or I'm stripping the damn winner of my belt. and then we won't have an undisputed champion no more. It'll be like with O'Neal Bell beat Jean-Marc Mormick. As soon as he beat him, they stripped that motherfucker a month later. The IBF did.
Sure did.
You know what I'm saying? Shit, when Tyson Fury beat Vladimir Klitschko, guess what? IBF stripped him literally couple days later and gave the belt to Charles Martin. You know what I'm saying?
Knowing that they agreed to them having a rematch.
Exactly, bro. Knowing there was a rematch clause in place. Exactly. So the IBF don't give a shit. You see what I'm saying? So with all that being said, all those variables that are fitting into this equation, I don't see this whole step aside money and Wilder being guaranteed a fight with the winner of Fury, Joshua, all of that shit coming into place, and the IBF just sitting back saying, okay, we're okay with that. I'm gonna tell you something. And Deontay Wilder not only wants his belt back, he wants to be unified champion. Now, here's a question: if the IBF is not on the line, does he care? I don't know. In this scenario, if the IBF was not on the line, would he even give a shit? I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I know Anthony Joshua has stated he wants to be undisputed. He would care, right? Tyson Fury, I don't know if he cares either. He hasn't been talking, I want to be undisputed. He still thinks he's lineal. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So really, out of the three fighters, the only one that's been talking about they want to be undisputed is Anthony Joshua, really, bro. You know, Deontay Wilder's just saying, I want to go down in history. Well, he already has. He has 10 title defenses, regardless of who it was against. Still has 10 title defenses tied Muhammad Ali, right? He's going to go down in history whether you like it or not, right? So at the end of the day, you know, it's really a question of would they even care if the IBF had their belt on the table for an undisputed clash, bro, if they went through with all this. But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. Everything I just said doesn't even fucking matter because Deontay Wilder's heart, his strong will, and the narcissistic nature that pretty much makes up his brain cells, bro. He's not taking no step aside money. He wants this fight immediately, bro.
Well, here's the thing, and there's too many moving parts that people aren't thinking about. Hold on, though. I got to get this. My man J.L. Davis said, "We in these streets, just seeing an elder get two-pieced in these streets." Tyson video got these elders thinking it's the 90s again.
I'm telling you, bro. Bo, look, hey, JL, man, I told Bo. See, man, let me tell y'all something, man. I'm kind of Bo's protector. You know what I'm saying?
All right, so
you know, man, hold up, man. Bo be out here wilding in these streets. And I got to tell Bo, old ass, hey, man, sit down, man. I don't want you to get fucked up by one of these little niggas, man. Sit down,
man. Y'all don't be believing that lie, man. That man be telling that man 2K lie on it daily. He'll tell you alpha male when he's really.
Yeah, don't get it fucked up, man. Hey, Denise, what's up, Denise? Mama Denise is in the building. Respect the OG.
That's right. Oh, yeah. She told it yesterday. She ain't too old to kick ass.
Exactly.
Exactly. She dropped that on us yesterday, baby.
Exactly.
Here's another variable people are missing. There's too many moving parts because the number one thing people got to understand is this. There's no guarantee that Wilder gets the winner. Why? Because the winner will undoubtedly have a rematch clause in his contract. If Anthony Joshua loses, you think he ain't gonna have a rematch clause in his contract to rematch Tyson Fury for undisputed?
Exactly.
If Tyson Fury loses, you think he ain't gonna have a rematch clause to fight Anthony Joshua if he's undisputed?
So it gets even more convoluted. Exactly, bro.
So exactly, it gets even way more head scratching when you writing up these contracts at the end of the day. See, and then what could wind up happening is, just like you said, and we saw it, the IBF could be like, "Yo, rematch, all right, man. Hey, man, we tired of y'all messing around. Strip, pull up. What's up? Who you want to fight?
Yeah.
You know, and unless Deontay Wilder says, "Oh, hey, I'll fight for that belt," me and pull up. Unless he says that, he's left out in the cold. So knowing that it's too many moving parts, why would I take the chance on me not even getting close back again in the picture? I'll be like Dylan White, who's been on the outside looking in for a long ass time. Right. So, you know, I get it when you don't like somebody, and I understand that and get it. But let's not get crazy, y'all. It's too many moving parts here. it's more than just up to Deontay Wilder taking $10 million. You have to make sure that the sanctioning bodies is on board, that the other side is on board. Then you have to make sure that when they fight, if there's rematch clauses and what's going to happen with that. It's too many moving parts here, man. So if I'm Deontay Wilder, I'm not. Listen, at the end of the day, now does a part of me feel like he should take, because $10 million, that's the highest step aside money I've ever heard anybody pay. Prior to that, I remember Lennox Lewis got $4 million or whatever it was, right? So I get it. And I understand what y'all saying. But at the end of the day, what's $10 million if I might not get my opportunity again?
Right.
See?
Right.
I don't think Deontay Wilder is willing to risk that. I don't think he's willing to risk that.
And to add on to your point, Deontay Wilder is a guy that really is about trying to fight, make the best fights. Now, I know a lot of motherfuckers are gonna get mad and say, "Nah, man, that shit ain't true, dog. That shit ain't true." Let me tell you something, man. Deontay Wilder did not have to fight Tyson Fury twice. He didn't. Now, the second time, they did make Tyson Fury the mandatory. Let me take that back. They did make him the mandatory, right? Because they moved Dillian White down and shit after that failed drug test after he beat Oscar Rivas. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, Deontay Wilder was gunning for Tyson Fury even though they made him the mandatory. He fought him the first time under his own volition and then was already gunning for the goddamn rematch before they even made Tyson Fury the mandatory. So he would have fought him anyway, regardless of the WBC's move to put him over Dillian White. He would have done it anyway. Exactly. My man Rick Muhammad, ThreeKingsBoxing.com affiliate, my man from Brawler Sports Media, he said, yo, and Luis Ortiz. Exactly. He didn't have to fight Luis Ortiz either. Luis Ortiz is out here shaking and scratching his neck and shit with them purple lips, trying to get a fight, B. You know what I'm saying? My man was a 100% whole crackhead out here in these boxing streets trying to get a fight, trying to get a fix, right? Nobody would give him a fix. Yo, shit, I'm going to take it back to the New York days, man. Luis Ortiz was out here in these streets talking about how he got these bean pies, bro. I got these bean pies, man. You know what I'm saying? The Muslim cats out there in New York be selling them bean pies and shit. They be looking like crackheads. That's exactly what Luis Ortiz was in these boxing streets, man. And nobody bought his bean pies. Nobody.
Nope.
You know what I'm saying? Except Deontay Wilder. Twice. Actually, 3 times. Because he failed a drug test. Then they allowed him to fight him, or at least he felt, what was it, the blood pressure medication. Right?
Yeah, he's taking high blood pressure pills.
Yeah. They were already signed to fight. Blood pressure medication came up. You know, then Wilder was like, nah, make that shit again. Hey, here's some more money for a bean pie again. Then they went ahead and made the fight again. Then after that, he bought another bean pie from Luis Ortiz and fought him again for no reason. So one thing you guys can't say, as much as Deontay Wilder, you know, basically has made himself a one-dimensional fighter, the one thing that nobody can deny this guy is that he's got massive heart. He does. Mm-hmm. He's got massive heart.
He does.
He doesn't have the best skill. He's not the most fundamentally sound, right? Hell, he's even turned himself into a one-dimensional fighter. But he's got massive heart, dog. That's one thing nobody can fucking deny about Deontay Wilder. And he's willing to fight anybody. He's taking fights that he doesn't have to take, man. And possibly, as my man, somebody up here said, Lee Jones said, Wilder's done. Put his comment up there. You can read the rest of it. I'm only going to read the first part. He said, Wilder's done. The reason why he would be done was because of his own volition, man. He didn't have to fight Tyson Fury. Not until they made him his mandatory. And like I said, he was going to do it anyway. Mm-hmm. So if he's done, it's because he made that choice to jump out there and take that risk. And he's willing to do it for a third time. If you can't deny, let me say this. You can't sit here and say that Wilder would be willing to allow somebody to take his food, right? Or let me say, take his plate when he didn't let nobody else take his plate before this. There's no way, dog, he let somebody else take his plate. That's why there's going to be a third fight next.
He said, telling you, I believe Wilder is wanting to fight, but he's simply not good enough. He's a wild card with his big hitting power, but that's it. Oh, yeah, listen, man. Most definitely. Most Most definitely. You know, the thing about it, listen, man, at the end of the day, my man, this is what man Lloyd Zoe said was the first time against Fury, the first time was because he thought he was diminished. And he's talking about the first time he fought Fury, he thought he was diminished. Well, here was the thing though. Fury, I think Fury had how many fights was it before he fought? What was it, 2 or 3? It was 2 fights.
Yeah, Francisco Pianeta and Sefer Seferi.
Right. Seferi. So he probably did think to a certain degree, hey, you know, he's not fully back, but this is still a good time to fight him.
Yeah.
Okay. It's the same thing. It's the same thing Anthony Joshua and him did with Vladimir Klitschko. He hadn't fought in 2 years. Last time he fought was 2 years prior. He's like, you know what, man, this might be a good time to fight him. So that's, to me, and I get what you're saying. It's not to take away from your point. I'm just saying, to me, that's neither here nor there, because at the end of the day, he still had to take the fight. But immediately after that fight, he was like, okay, yo, let's run it back, right? And mind you, even when Tyson Fury was made even when Fury made the mandatory, he still had a year to fight him. He still had a whole year to fight him. He could be like, all right, well, I'm gonna take my year. I'm gonna take my year to fight you. And remember one thing too. It was Tyson Fury, because they was doing the rematch. It was Tyson Fury that pulled out of the rematch because Bob Arams and did 2 other fights. Then fought Deontay. Deontay then could have said, yo, you know what? Since you pulled out, whatever, I'm done. I'm out. I ain't fighting you. Move on, punk. Mm-hmm. He could have did that, but he didn't. You know? So for me, like you said, is he the most, like, there's a lot of things about Wilder for me not to like. But his heart, nah, man, I can't sit here and be like, he ain't trying to fight. Nah, man. No.
Well, here's the situation, and I'm gonna go back to my man Lee Jones's comment right after this. Lazo said after Schwartz and Wilder and everyone thought he was dog food. Even Big Fury was worried. Pump the brakes. Here's the deal. This is where you're not understanding, my man Lord Zoe. This is where you're not understanding. Lord Zoe is in these streets, by the way. But he out here fucking up in these streets. This is where you're not understanding. Deontay Wilder wanted Tyson Fury right after he got a gift draw. Mm-hmm. Schwartz and Otto Wallen didn't even happen yet. Okay. And then I'm going to go to my man Lee Jones's comment. He said, because he thought Fury was washed up. That may be true. But again, right after he got a gift draw, what did he say? Immediately after, I want to fight him again. Yeah, he knew he wasn't washed up, and he still wanted to fight him again. So that washed up shit gets basically put on the back burner. It's null and void now, because after he realized that Fury was no longer washed up, he still called for the fight, right? Before Fury looked bad against Otto Wallen, Deontay Wilder was saying he wanted to fight him before that fight took place. So there's no excuse in the world after he got the gift draw in the first fight as to why we should be saying, oh, it's because of this, why he wanted Fury and he thought this. No, literally right after the fight, he said he wanted Fury again immediately. So that's literally right after he just realized he's not washed up. Mm-hmm. So those excuses are null and void, man.
Yeah, man. Listen, like we said, man, listen, at the end of the day, because remember, who was it that they jumped on? Oh, Andre Ward. Because remember, Andre Ward said, if I'm Deontay Wilder, I don't look to fight him again. I'll move on. Yeah. And I remember cats jumped on him for saying that. Now, for me, I agreed with him. I say Andre Ward had every right to say that, because normally in boxing, that's what they do. Mm-hmm. I got away with that one. And they move on. All right, Lennox Lewis, when he got that gift cut over the eye over Klitschko, he went right on into retirement. He said, nah, I'm good. I'm gonna get up. My ass on the body here. Right. So immediately after that, like you said, he went in to fight him. This was after Fury got up. This was after he realized he wasn't done. Right. Okay, they had a rematch in place. They was gonna fight again. Then, after losing to him a second time, he was willing to fight after getting beat the fuck up. He was willing to fight him in a third fight in July, probably pretty much knowing he's not even 100%. He immediately enacted his rematch clause. He invoked it. You know what I'm saying? So you can give me all the scenarios. At the end of the day, those were still decisions that had to be made.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, man.
At the end of the day, though, bro, just his track record tells me he's not going to take no step aside money, man. And like I said earlier, and I went through, we ain't going to go through it again. Deontay Wilder has shown that he's more about legacy than money. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he turned down a massive offer with fucking DAZN. You see what I'm saying? Now, a lot of people will say, yeah, he turned down that massive offer. That shows you he's not about legacy because he would have had the Wilder fight. I mean, I'm sorry, the Joshua fight, you know, at the end of a 3-fight deal, right? Well, here's the situation. He got a better fight. You see what I'm saying? He got to fight a better fighter. And they made their own money and they took majority of the proceeds. You see what I'm saying? So he ended up doing well for himself, given that he turned down that 3-fight deal with DAZN. He had 2 big ass fights with Tyson Fury. So yeah, at the end of the day, and you're giving Deontay Wilder the upper hand in this situation because he has a rematch clause. No way in hell he dismisses that rematch clause, man. Too much heart, too much narcissism. You know what I'm saying? It's too much of that, bro. He's taking it, man.
Oh yeah, most definitely. And guess what? If it turns out he don't, we will have no problem coming on here and getting in his ass.
Oh yeah,
at all.
I do it from both perspectives, bro. I do it from both perspectives. Like he should have, from the business side, you know, he should have took the step aside money, but from the fan side and basically from his image that he's, you know, all of his fans follow him for, he's not living up to that image if he don't take this damn rematch.
Exactly.
You see what I'm saying? He's completely not living up to his image. So, and if you know Deontay Wilder, his image is everything. He wants to basically show everybody that he's an authentic ass dude. Now, whether you believe that is neither here nor there, but the point is that is what he wants to everyone to believe. He's one of the most realest champions in heavyweight history. That's what he wants you to believe.
That's very true.
So if he don't take this fucking 3rd fight, his image is on the line, man.
Yeah. Yep. And for anybody out there, all you gotta do is check our track record. We've openly said, if it's us, we're like, yo, man, I'm gonna say it right now. I'd rather he do take it. Okay, because with the way Tyson Fury beat him, no, man. Now, I think by him having more time off to maybe fully get himself ready, fully heal and all of that, maybe he'll have a better showing. I don't know, right? But at the end of the day, for me, I still think, yo, man, if you're trying to do something new or bring somebody new in the camp, no, man, you need some more time off. I mean, you need to just take the step aside. However, I understand the fighter in him, the competitive nature, and the image he has projected. He cannot do so. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, I agree. I was going to read my man Scott Brown's comment. He said he can't duck the rematch after AJ took out Ruiz anyway. I mean, yeah, Deontay Wilder's rematch, in my opinion, don't really have too much to do with what AJ did with Andy Ruiz. I mean, they're on 2 different islands. Deontay Wilder's on one island, AJ's on another island. And they've been trying to canoe their asses to each other's islands since fucking 2018, but they can't get the paddles right. You know what I'm saying? That's what they've been trying to do. Meanwhile, Tyson Fury came in with a ship. You know what I'm saying? Nigga dock ship on Wilder's island. You know what I'm saying? He's still over there. Once he beats him for a 3rd time, or at least in the 3rd fight, he about to dock ship over there in fucking Joshua's island. That's what's about to happen. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man. Like they really don't. What they do in their own career really doesn't have any effect on one another, to be honest with you, bro.
Yeah, you got a point there. He docked ship in Klitschko's island, dock ship on.
Exactly. I mean, he rolling up on cats.
Yeah,
man, look, man, Tyson Fury is one of them fucking Somalian pirates and shit, just rolling up on your fucking cruise ship. You know what I'm saying? That's Tyson. He's just rolling up on your cruise ship, man. Yeah, man, give me everything, your money, your bitches, everything. All right, we out.
Yep.
Telling you, bro.
Oh man, that's messed up, man. All right, man, let's move on. Sometimes social media is a gift and it's a curse. Like I'm all for fighters promoting themselves, right? And I'm all for fighters doing whatever they got to do to promote a fight. But I think social media provides too much. What I want to say. Too much imaginary toughness.
Oh yeah,
so to
man.
speak. And
Kevin Farmer.
Yeah, I think social media gives motherfuckers the opportunity to just talk too much. Like, right? So
Tank
when you
Davis.
have
Sorry.
no, who?
Tank Davis. Sorry. My bad. I'm listening, bro. Sorry. Sometimes, man, I got diarrhea of the mouth, bro. The shit, it just falls out. Ryan Garcia, it just falls out. You know what I'm saying? I try to hold it back, bro, but it just falls out, man. You know what I'm saying? Get him a riggedy out. It just falls out.
But you got a point. It's like, I think, see, this COVID-19 has given these motherfuckers talk too much, man. Like, don't get me wrong. I like social media to a degree. A degree. And what I mean by to a degree, I like social media when I have to report something. That's fucking it.
Yeah, we didn't have Three Kings boxing, I wouldn't be on here, man.
No, man. I'm tired of my phone buzzing and shit all in my pocket like a pager every 15 minutes because I don't look at it, right? So these guys, they talk too much. They really do. Now, I'm not mad at them, but at the same time, man, at what point are y'all gonna stop talking and start fighting? So, Teofimo Lopez, dog, he's out here in these streets.
Yeah, he in these streets.
Right? Yeah. No, he don't get it in these streets. No. He's out here. He's out here.
He on the sidewalk, B. He in the grass. Standing on the front lawn and shit.
Yeah, walking along the twigs.
Exactly.
So he's pretty much Devin Haney, Garcia, Loma. He like, man, all them bitches, right? So he's obviously mad, and he wants us to believe some things. And I'm gonna read this to y'all, and then we'll talk. He said, "We are trying to make these fights happen. I'm being honest. We've been working, and the fact that these guys don't want to fight, that they want a tune-up fight, or they want something else, is frustrating. We don't need no tune-up fight. Me, my father, manager, we said if we can't fight Loma, let's make the Devin Haney fight happen. They reached out to Eddie Hearn. We haven't got a response back. These guys say they won't smoke, but they don't. Talking out their ass. Don't talk about it, be about it. They all bitches." Now, of course, Devin Haney was like, "I don't know what the hell you talking about. You lying so much you believe that shit. You ain't never made no offer."
I don't believe they did either, bro. Go ahead, I'm listening.
Yep. And then Devin Haney gave him a reminder and said, "Well, dude, there was a WBC tournament we was going to be a part of.
Exactly.
You dipped out. You dipped out."
Exactly, bro.
You dipped out on it, right? Then the coup de grace was Eddie Hearns. Eddie Hearns said, "Well, I don't know if you put a, I don't know if you've been, pronouncing my name like, both from Three Kings Boxing, Hearns, with an S on the end of it, right?" He said,
right.
Maybe that's who you sent it to, but we ain't never getting nothing over here, bro.
Yeah. And I gotta agree. And I don't agree with him very often, but I gotta agree with Eddie Hearn on that shit, bro. There's no listen, and here's why. Bob Arum already said, look, Bob Arum already killed Teofimo Lopez's argument before he even came out with the video.
Sure did.
Bob Arum said that Devin Haney and Vasyl Lomachenko, that fight makes no sense.
Yep.
Now here's the deal. Devin Haney was Vasyl Lomachenko's #1 contender before Vasyl became the franchise champion and the belt got awarded to Devin Haney, right?
Right.
Well, everybody was pouring for you dumb motherfuckers asking questions to Bob Arum and said, "Yo, why didn't you make the fight?" He's like, "For what? It don't make no sense. Why would I make this fight?" Right? What makes even less sense is Teofimo Lopez and Devin Haney. That makes even less sense. You see what I'm saying? Because Teofimo Lopez is a new champion under the Top Rank banner. What do we tell y'all that Top Rank loves to do with their new champions? We told you this like 3 or 4 shows ago. What do they love to do? What do they love to do, Bo?
Have to make a title defense so they would be considered a legitimate champion.
Exactly. And why would Bob Arum, if he's not willing to put his best fighter at lightweight against Devin Haney, why would he be willing to put his second best fighter, who isn't an established champion in Bob Arum's eyes yet? Because Bob Arum is one of those old school dudes that believes you got to defend the title before you're called a true champion. That's why he allowed Richard Comey to beat Raimundo Beltran before they put him in there with Teofimo Lopez. That's why I'm telling you, that's why the Lomachenko, Teofimo Lopez negotiations are falling off. You know, that's why Bob Arum was in Shakur Stevenson's ear about getting a fight in before going to the UK and facing Josh Warrington, right? He was supposed to fight Miguel Mariaga. That's why they're doing this, because that's how Top Rank runs shit. I don't think it's wrong, and I don't necessarily think it's right. I'm neutral in the situation, but I do agree it looks better when your champion has defended the title at least once. It does. All right? So if he's not willing to put an established, unified champion in the ring with Devin Haney, and I'm not saying he's afraid or nothing like that, but I'm just using his words. He said this fight makes no sense, which means he's not willing to make it, right? Then why the fuck would he be willing to put his second best lightweight in the ring with Devin Haney? He's not. So I don't believe an offer was made by Bob Arum to Eddie Hearn for a Teofimo Lopez fucking Devin Haney fight, because Bob Arum is not willing to fuck with Devin Haney right now. He doesn't think there's any money in fucking with Devin Haney. He might be right, actually. Look who Devin Haney has fought. I like Devin Haney, bro, but we keep it down the middle here at 3kingsboxing.com.
It's not been impressive.
Exactly. His resume has not been impressive. Plus, he's with Matchroom, which means he might be on the UK circuit like Tevin Farmer was, which is going to make him not even more non-impressive if he ends up going that route. Tevin Farmer fought Jono Carroll, James Tennyson,
your boy,
Billy Dibb,
your boy,
William Fenois. You know what I'm saying? Those are the dudes that he fought, man. Finally, he got Jojo Diaz, which was somebody who looked good against Gary Russell, but was too green, right? Which made it easy to pick Jojo Diaz based on that fight with Gary Russell, that he was going to beat Tevin Farmer. You see what I'm saying? But he was on that UK circuit. And they don't, listen, the UK has good fighters in their own right. When it comes to a world stage, they don't have that many great fighters. You see what I'm saying? So he's on that UK circuit beating up all them UK cats. Rightfully so. Devin Haney might be doing the same thing, bro.
Andrade's doing the same thing right now.
Who?
Andrade.
Yeah, Demetrius Andrade. Andrade, exactly. Luke Keeler.
Same thing right now.
You know what I'm saying? And they looking at Liam Williams next. Liam Williams won an eliminator against Alantez Fox, but still, you see what I'm saying?
He got the nerve to be calling him out too, though. I laughed. I was giggling when I read that. Yeah. He called out who?
Exactly, bro. Like, come on, man. So at the end of the day, bro, Devin Haney is in his resume is not impressive, and then he's sitting in a situation in a position where it's not going to get any better anytime soon unless he fights maybe a Luke Campbell, a Javier Fortuna. But even then, he still needs a couple more fights after that to be considered, okay, Devin Haney actually has a dope-ass resume. You see what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, bro, they ain't made no offer, no Eddie Hearn for no damn Teofimo Lopez, Devin Haney. Plus, on top of that, they're still trying to talk about a future fight with Vasyl Lomachenko, bro, so they can have all the belts in-house. They didn't make that damn. Get out of here with that shit, man.
Here's the thing, man. At the end of the day, here's how I know. See, and you know, guys say shit, but I think sometimes in the heat of the moment, they forget what they say. 2K, remind me, what boxing news source told everybody? What boxing news source reported that Devin Haney, that Teofimo Lopez made it perfectly clear his focus was Vasyl Lomachenko? What boxing news source told everybody? What credible boxing news source with the most intelligent motherfuckers was talking about how Lopez is so strong-headed focused on fighting Lomachenko that even Bob Arum's telling him to have a tune-up he ain't listening to. So Arums is probably telling Loma, hey man, say you want a tune-up.
Right.
Who? I'm just saying, what boxing news source said that?
I think it was that one boxing news source. All they do is report fake news. They haven't been wrong yet, but they report nothing but fake news. I don't know how they do that, but I think it was at 3 Kings Boxing or some shit like that. I don't know, something like that.
Okay, so if you're telling me your main focus is Lomachenko, which was no more than hell, up until a month ago, you were still talking that. You want me to believe a dude you hate, a dude you do not like, a dude that you told shut the fuck up, dude, you annoying, a dude you said that to. You was negotiating a fight with him and didn't tell us jack shit. You didn't say nothing, nada, zilch. You kept that to yourself. That's what you want.
Exactly, bro.
Right?
Stop
Then on top of that, right? Then on top of that, right? Bob is saying he wants you to take a tune-up. Now, Lomo's gonna take a tune-up. You're talking about some. I guess I'm gonna have to take a tune-up since Loma taking the tune-up. Somebody please tell me when the hell was Devin Haney a tune-up? In what world? In what world is Devin Haney a tune-up?
Man, I don't know, bro.
That's a unification. Yeah, exactly. Nigga, that's a unification. Now, we'll give Teofimo this. He had me on the floor when he called Devin Haney a two-time email champion. Oh, my nigga, I was rolling.
Oh, yeah, man. Yeah, bro. It was bad, man.
It was bad. I was on the floor. I was dying. Hey, Devin Haney, you my dog, but that shit was funny though. If Devin Haney was standing next to me right now, they'd be like, he called you a two-time champion.
That shit was disrespectful, like my man Rick Muhammad said. Exactly.
Right. But at the end of the day, man, I'm not gonna sit here and believe that Bob Arum that actually even told us that Shakur Stevenson and Lomachenko is a better fight than Haney and Lomachenko.
Sure did.
So the dude at 126 is a better fight than the guy at 135.
Exactly.
And you want me to believe that you made an offer to Haney? Stop.
Yeah.
Stop.
Yeah. Yo, check this though. If Haney ever left being co-promoted by Matchroom and allowed Top Rank to co-promote him, everything that Bob Arum has said will go in the trash. I never said that, man. What you talking about, man? I always said the Lomachenko Devin Haney was a good fight. It's all about what banner you're under, man.
Oh yeah,
and how much of a risk you are. That's what it's about.
Most definitely, because remember that same Bob Arum. See, Cat, you know. I'm gonna talk to y'all. You know what I'm saying? We family. I'm gonna talk to y'all. It was the same Bob Arums that had to tell Al Heyman, look here, man. I've been letting you get away with this at light heavyweight for too long. When you were screwing over Lady Alvarez, I was good, but this is my fighter now.
Exactly. Yeah, man. It was Yvonne Mitchell out there in Canada, man. Yeah.
Right. So he winds up fighting Gavazic. Now, after fighting Gavazic, now mind you, at this time, he had just got Artur Beterbiev, right? After fighting Gavazic become champion. What did Bob Arum do? Did he talk a unification matchup? No. He said, it'd be great to have a light heavyweight tournament. And they said, oh, well, Bob, they want to do a tournament at 147. No, I'm not letting my fighters participate in no damn tournament. But at 175, where I got the bodies, I can do a tournament.
Yeah, they want to do that WBSS tournament. He was like, hell no, I'm going to make my own goddamn tournament.
And he did.
He sure did.
That's what he did. Yeah. So at the end of the day, man, and I'm not gonna sit here and believe that they made an offer. Now, did Teofimo Lopez probably tell them, "Hey, man, let's try to get them fights"? Yeah, okay.
He probably did. Yeah. He might have.
He might have said that. Exactly. He might have said that. But I guarantee you that no sooner than he spoke it, that you know how when you talk to a woman. Because I don't know about some of y'all, probably don't talk to your woman. She tell you, "Get in that kitchen and cook me some dinner." Nigga.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of beta males out there, bro. Hey, there's a lot of beta males out there that get slapped on the back of the head, wearing pink aprons, baking cookies and muffins. Oh yeah, bro, there's a lot of them.
Yeah, woman be in the bathroom. Why you got? Boy, didn't I tell you about hanging your panties up here?
Exactly. Hey man, when we start selling apparel and merchandise on 3kingsboxing.com, I'm gonna let y'all beta males know, man, we're gonna have nice fitted pink aprons for males, bro. You're gonna look at it and be like, that's a woman. No, bro, these for men. Halter tops and shit for men, bro.
We're gonna do like that rapper did on the Boondocks. Remember he
Exactly,
the
bro.
bag and
Exactly. The pearls, the whole get up, man, for
yeah, the
men.
whole get up for men, dog. Oh, that's crazy, man. My son's still making me mad walking around with that damn Chanel. Get on my nerve. But anyway, man. So at the end of the day, y'all understand, man. It's Devin. No sooner than Devin Haney said that, that shit evaporated into thin air. Into thin air. He said, "I want blah 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 blah." And it was like, okay, Devin. Walk. I mean, as soon as Teofimo Lopez said it, I want blah blah blah. They said, okay, Teofimo. Walk down, sit down. This dude, nigga tripping.
Yeah, right. Right. Exactly, man. Like, nah, man. It like I said, I've always said, man, they need PR people. Like, it's cool. He was like, they don't want to fight. He called Devin Haney a bitch. He called Ryan Garcia a bitch. And he's really calling Vasyl Lomachenko a bitch. He had like pictures of Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia and put it in the camera, called them bitches. And real talk, I don't ever remember him going at Ryan Garcia at any point. I know Ryan Garcia went at him. Ryan Garcia went at everybody on social media outside of Vasyl Lomachenko. I don't remember Ryan Garcia going at Vasyl, honestly, but he went at the ones that are basically he has a history with: Teofimo, Tank, and Devin, right, from the amateurs. He has history with them, so he went at all them. But he ain't go at no damn Vasyl Lomachenko, to my knowledge. Y'all can correct me if I'm wrong, but I didn't see it. Nor did I see Teofimo Lopez really acknowledge Ryan Garcia. So when he put Devin Haney's picture up in that video and called him a bitch, and then he reached down and grabbed another picture, I was like, oh yeah, that's gonna be Vasyl. And it was Ryan Garcia. I was like, huh? You know what I'm saying? So, the whole, like Bo said, the whole taking the tune-up shit started with Vasyl. So he's really calling Vasyl a bitch on top of that. But it is what it is, man. I get the whole tune-up situation. Everybody been out the ring 72 years and shit. You know what I'm saying? And then when they get back in the ring, there's no audience. No top-level fighters really willing to get in the ring right now unless they have to, because this whole COVID-19 post-pandemic shit is gonna last a hell of a lot longer than we all expect, to the point where, audiences are not going to be at these sporting events for, maybe a year or more, possibly, right? When it gets to that point, then their hands are forced. Like, okay, fuck it, we got to start fighting somebody. We're going to have to come to the realization that there's not going to be no audience for these dope-ass fights that we got coming up. So it is what it is. But at the end of the day, for right now, none of those top-level fighters are really looking to get in there, dog, and mix it up with other top-level fighters. So I understand the whole tune-up situation. And at the end of the day, Teofimo Lopez needs to defend his title anyway, just like Shakir Stevenson will be against Rafael Rivera. Teofimo needs to do the same thing, man.
Exactly. Like my man Sports Advantage said, #1 beta male shirt.
That's coming, dog. No turtlenecks. Hey, man, y'all better not take my shit. It's patented. No turtlenecks. You know what I'm saying? That's going to be on the back of every shirt. No turtlenecks.
No turtlenecks. That's messed up, man. All right, man. Let's move on to the WBA. WBO welterweight champion, Terence Bud Crawford. Hey, man. Terence is you know what? I got to give it to Terence, man. Terence is lately, dog. Ever since he had that little conversation with Earl and they came to the understanding, yo, man, don't worry about it, dog. We gonna lock horns. Terence, you know what I'm saying, man, dog? He been kind of straight. He's been kind of straight, man. Because now he's saying things that make most sense. Before he was on that, I'll make it to the Hall of Fame without Earl Spence. Now he's out here like, yeah, you know what, Danny Garcia, man, dude, that's a good fight for me, man. That's a real good fight for each other. Terence is up here like, yo, man, I fought him in the amateurs twice. Good strength. He said that's why when everybody was talking about something, he was cherry picking. I wasn't disrespecting him because I know this dude. He said when you fight him, you got to bring your A game. Now, let me tell y'all what Terence Crawford is doing. When you're about to eat a porterhouse steak, you just can't bring me the steak on the plate. Right? Because I know I'm about to wax this porterhouse. I'm about to beat it up, right? So you can't just bring me the steak. you got to dress the steak up a little bit. I got to put a little
Yeah.
butter on the steak.
Yeah.
Some mushrooms. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, man, you just killed me with the mushrooms, man.
No, on the side, mushrooms on the side.
Man, not even on the plate. I was filling you with the butter. Then take the mushrooms off the plate.
All right, we'll take the mushrooms off the plate. But you got to put that, you know what I'm saying, the broccoli right there with it. You know what I'm saying? I don't use A1 steak sauce, but if that's your flavor, all right, cool.
Man, that's like the girl wearing makeup, bro. We don't use no steak sauce.
Yeah, I'm gonna use A1 steak sauce, man. You know what I'm saying? You got the baked potato right there with the bacon bits and the sour cream and all that, man.
Yeah.
And you got the homemade mama style macaroni and cheese with the mashed
You lost
potato.
me there. I'd be constipated with that macaroni and cheese, so I don't mess with that.
See, you gotta dress it up before you tear into the steak ass. That's what Terence Crawford is doing. He's buttering up Danny Garcia. He knows Danny. He's like, man, Danny ain't mentioning my name. You know what, Danny? That'd be a great fight, man. I remember Danny. He's a great fighter, dog. A1 tough motherfucker. Got to bring your A game. Philadelphia fighter. Oh man, he could possibly beat me. See, he buttering up Danny before he kill that ass.
Yeah, man, he sure did, bro. He sure does. But from what I understand, Terence Crawford lost to Danny Garcia in the amateur, so that's why he has so much praise for Danny Garcia, and he's talking about how much of a good fighter he is. That's what I've heard. I can't confirm that, people, but that's what I've heard. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, I'm glad Terence needs to, man. Jeez, Terence needs to do more than just. He's got to do something, bro. Danny Garcia is your number one contender, bro, for your title. I want to see more. I want to see more fire, bro. I want to see more fury. Not this. Yeah, man, he's a really good fighter, man. I fought him twice as an amateur, man. Real strong guy, upstanding, wholesome young man. Fuck out of here with that. I want to see some fire, bro. Hey, bro, you've been sitting at that number one position for a long ass time, but you've been quiet, dog. You're not trying to take up that mandatory position. Hey, man, won't you hit the WBO? Matter of fact, nigga, I'll call him right now. I'll call him. I got their number on speed dial. Hey, man. Hey, y'all gonna mandate Danny Garcia or what? He's sitting at the number one position. That's what I would say if I'm Terence Crawford, man. Stop being nice, bro, because them dudes over there don't give a shit about you. And that is high. That's disrespect at the utmost. You see what I'm saying? They acting like your title don't even exist. Like it was the WBO of the 1990s, bro. Like it's the WBO of the 1980s. Like it's the WBO when what's the boy name at cruiserweight? Johnny Nelson, when he held it. You know what I'm saying? Nobody gave a fuck about the WBO then, right? When Nigel Benn held it, when he was ducking what's his name? Or it's not Nigel Benn, it was Chris Eubanks Sr. that was holding the WBO when he was ducking James Toney. They didn't care about the WBO back then, right? So times have changed. Ever since 2007, the WBO is one of the top 4 major titles now. But they're acting like that shit never happened. And they ain't even talking about you, dog. I need fire. I need ferocity, bro. I need a whole bunch of shit talking and spitting and smacking. I need all of that. You know what I'm saying? I need you running up on dudes at fight. Well, you can't do that no more. I need you running up on dudes on social media. You know what I'm saying? I need this from him, Bo. Because if he does not do this, if he does not make himself known, he's going to be forgotten. And it's already fucking happening. And I hate to see it happen to Terence Crawford, who is a undisputed champion, man, in this era. I hate to see it happen. But it's going down that route, dog. You see what I'm saying? He should be petitioning that the WBO mandate that fight. And I understand how that sounds, because typically the champion doesn't have to petition for a mandatory. You really don't see that. The last time we saw that I can remember was when Demetrius Andrade was petitioning that Canelo, who was the number one contender, and Andrade was the WBO 154-pound champion. He was petitioning that the WBO mandate Canelo fight him. He was doing that. That's the last time I remember seeing that. But see, Terence Crawford's in a position where he might need to do that because PBC does not give a shit about him, man. So all this nice, I respect him. Hey, that's not getting you to fight, man. It's not. You know what I'm saying? That shit ain't getting you no fight, bro. It's time to get ignorant out here, man. Real talk.
Hold on, wait a minute. How did you say that word?
Ignorant. ain't no O in ignorant. You know what I'm saying? It's not ignorant. It's ignorant. That's how you gotta be. You from the trap. Now you gotta act like you from the trap. Just like when Jose Benavidez was talking shit, and you said, man, we could take this shit outside. Live on camera. That's what you need to be right now when trying to go after PBC fighters, because they will sit back in their luxury homes, right, with their feet up, got two fine motherfuckers over there rubbing their feet, got another fine motherfucker rubbing their shoulder, and got another fine motherfucker giving them food. And I'm talking about Al Heyman. I ain't even talking about the fight.
Damn, you talking about Heyman.
I'm just talking about Heyman. I wasn't even talking about the fighters. You see, this is the motherfucker that's behind the scenes with all that. You see what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, they will sit there and do that until they retire and not have to fight Terence Crawford. They will do that. Why? Because even though you don't acknowledge that there is, quote, the other side of the street, God damn it, there really is, bro. There is a other side of the street. Especially when you're talking about risk versus reward. Oh, yeah, there's definitely a other side of the street, bro. Most definitely. You see what I'm saying? Hell, nigga, there's other sides of the street inside the same banner.
No shit. No shit. You're right about that.
There's other sides of the street on the same side of the goddamn street. There's one nigga on the grass, then there's another nigga on the grass, and then in between them's a driveway, nigga. That's the other side of the street. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, bro, right? He's got to be out here really in these streets.
In these motherfucking streets.
Trying to get these PBC fighters to get in the ring with him. And Danny Garcia is sitting at that number one position. I would be all over the WBO to mandate that damn fight, man. Real. What's the dude named Paco Varcasel? I'd be all over him, dog. Mandate that fight now. Real talk, bro.
You know, here's the problem, though, and I hear everything you're saying. And let me say this. I agree with everything you're saying. The problem is Danny Garcia is also sitting pretty with the WBC.
You're right. Mm-hmm.
That's the problem. Danny Garcia already, and he knows Danny Garcia is sitting over there with the PBC. So if he try to get in his face, all Danny got to do is say, hey, man, I looked at the WBO rankings, nigga. Once I drop out, where's your luxury?
Yeah. Exactly, bro.
See? And that's the bad thing about this right here. Hey, number one, let me make something perfectly clear. And I have no problem with saying this. There is absolutely positively no way that Danny Garcia lost to Sean Porter and within one fight was right back in mandatory title contention.
Oh man, they moved him over your Dennis Ugas.
Sure did. Okay. So there's no way that should have happened. Let me make that perfectly clear. Then the WBO. Let me talk about them because Danny Garcia was number one. Number two, when I last checked, I'm not looking at the rankings. Help me out, though. When I last checked, you know who number two was? Mikey Garcia. I don't think Mikey Garcia is number two no more. I don't even think Mike Garcia is in the rankings by the WBO. I'm not looking at it. But somebody please check.
He's in there by the WBC. I know that. He's
okay.
Like top 6 or top 5 in the WBC, if I recall correctly.
Okay. Right. But I know the top 3 is Danny Garcia, Virgil Ortiz, and Lipnitz.
Mm-hmm.
Mikey Garcia was right there. He was number 2 or 3.
Mm-hmm.
What happened? What happened? So, to your point, PBC and everybody else, because Mikey Garcia is not with PBC. Mikey Garcia has signed a 3-fight contract with Matchroom for right now. He's a free agent. He's made that perfectly clear. He goes wherever the money goes. Mikey Garcia, and I'm not knocking him. At this point, it is for money for Mikey. Mikey's looking at the fucking door. And if you follow the Garcia history, his brother did the same thing when he was 26. Mikey's in his 30s. Mikey has already been talking about, I got my houses, I got my ranches, I got my kids, I got my health. When I start hearing fighters talk like that, they looking at the front door.
They're looking at, hey, dog, they already got 2 toes out. They got 8 more.
Yeah, right. Hey, what's the name of that song? Double X. What's the name of that song? I think it was Double X Posse. I'm looking at the front door. Woo, 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 woo.
Word up.
You know what I'm saying? So when a fighter start talking like that, baby, they looking at the front door, right? So at this point, I get what Terence Crawford is trying to do. He's like, man, that thuggish shit wasn't working for me, man. I got to come up with something. That thuggish shit wasn't working.
That's a possibility. Maybe, yeah, you're right. Maybe he is, because he has changed who he is out of here in the media, bro. He's not the same. He's not the same dude. He's not even actually friendly to the media like he used to be, man. Yeah, a lot of cats will say the money got to his head, but I think he's just really trying to change who he is. And this nice shit definitely ain't gonna work. As Andre Ward, that shit don't work. Andre Ward had to get ignorant with Triple G. You see what I'm saying? He was throwing that nice shit until he realized it didn't work.
I remember that. I remember Andre Ward was on, I think it was ESPN Sports with Max Kellerman and them, and I'll never forget this. He said, "We're not gonna be negotiating me." No, we don't do that. He got ignorant. I was like, whoa, look at Andre. He got real ignorant.
Exactly, bro. So I mean, at the end of the day, bro, Terence Crawford needs to get his ass in there. Scott Brown made a good point. He said Virgil Ortiz is high in the rankings. I don't remember the WBO, but I wouldn't say that he's not, because I know he's high in the IBF. You know what I'm saying? I think he's high in the IBF. But yeah, he might be high in the WBO.
I want somebody to check that, because I do believe, because when Mikey Garcia was in there at 2 or 3, Virgil Ortiz is right up underneath him. So the minute I heard Mikey was no longer in the rankings, I'm like, this dude done moved up in the top 3.
Yeah. My man King Phillips said TC don't care about legacy, because if he did, he would have signed to PBC, where he can be undisputed in 147 and 154. 140 was vulnerable for him to be undisputed. Well, that last line, it is what it is. But I agree with that first line, where TC, to me, is starting not to care about legacy. And here's why. Because, number one, you could say because he signed the extension with Top Rank, knowing that he signed that extension, PBC was already on the bullshit about it not really recognizing him as anybody that they need to be looking at, because they're trying to keep all the money in-house, which is fine. All the banners do that. Matchroom does it. Top Rank does it. PBC does it. Golden Boy does it. They try to keep all the money in-house. They try to limit, cross-promotional fights. The only ones that don't do that are those secondary promotional companies like Xanfer, Banner Promotions, right? Tekin Promotions. They typically go into a co-promotional contract with some of the bigger entities in order to get fights made. So they're winning there as well. But the bigger entities, they try to keep the money in-house. Everyone does it, right? But he signed with Top Rank, re-signed with Top Rank, knowing PBC wasn't looking at him, knowing that 147 was controlled by PBC, and knowing that if he went up to 154, that was controlled by PBC as well. So at the end of the day, he knew that he really was in between a rock and a hard place. He still signed with Top Rank, right? So that's why I do agree with that statement. Second reason is because the motherfucker was out here on social media saying, I don't got to fight Errol Spence. I'm already going to the Hall of Fame. Just as Bo mentioned, once you start talking about, I'm already going to be doing this. Yeah, I've been thinking, man, when I quit boxing, I'll probably do some training or something, maybe go hiking. I don't know. Right? When you start talking like that, you're 2 feet out the door, or 2 toes out the door, dog. Right? When you tell me that the fight that I've been wanting to see at welterweight doesn't have to happen because you feel that your place in the Hall of Fame is already cemented, I don't respect you anymore in terms of wanting to make that fight. You see what I'm saying? Because you're already talking as if you don't need it. You basically said you don't need it. So with that being said, why the fuck should I roll with you in terms of respecting that you're going to try to make that fight that I want to see and that the rest of the goddamn boxing world wants to see? We shouldn't trust you anymore after that. So with that being said, the next thing is, well, he must not really care about legacy. He's undisputed at 140. He's cool with that. He's done. So that's why I somewhat agree with that first part of that statement, man. it's the way that he's been talking. You know what I'm saying? Ever since that the PBC has been basically ignoring him, the way he's been talking, he's been putting his own foot in his mouth, man. Real talk.
Yep. Oh, exactly. My man said WBO top 5 is Danny, Virgil, Mikey, and Maurice Prograis. If that's by the WBO website, all right, go to your WBO website.
That's on Boxing. I don't give a fuck about that.
Yeah, if that's on the WBO website, all right. But even with that, Virgil Ortiz, nah, not happening. Mikey Garcia, not happening. Maurice Hooker, Regis Prograis, that's very viable.
Mm-hmm.
That's very viable.
Yeah.
But I mean, still after that though, and people don't really know Regis Prograis at 147 for you to even say that that's a considered a big fight.
Mm-hmm. Man, at the end of the day, like I said, man, I said it before, I say it again. Look, on 3kingsboxing.com, we still got Terence Crawford as the #1 pound-for-pound fighter in the world. But literally, Vasily Lomachenko's like one fight away from surpassing him. Canelo's another fight away from surpassing him. You see, he's literally holding it by the skin of his teeth, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And the reason why is because I don't really like dropping fighters that haven't lost. Exactly. But given the fights that are ahead for Canelo, Naoya, Canelo, and Vasily Lomachenko, because that's the top 4, right? Those 4 guys. Given the fights that are ahead, you know, Naoya is about to fucking unify with 3 belts when he beats Jean-Riel Casimero. Then he could possibly become undisputed at bantamweight when he beats Nordine Aoubali after that, because I think Nordine Aoubali beats the shit out of Nonito Donaire. So we're talking, this dude could be undisputed in 2 fights, Naoya. Man, he's my number 4 right now. He's number 4 on 3kingsboxing.com. He can move up to 1 if he does that, right? Depending on what the other 3 guys ahead of him do. Canelo Alvarez has Billy Joe Saunders, right? He has Caleb Plant. He has Callum Smith. He has Demetrius Andrade. He has Jamal Charlo, right? Hell, you can even throw Artur Beterbiev in there and Dimitri Bivol. He has all of those fights, those opportunities, right? And those are big names in those respective divisions. They're all the best fighters of their respective divisions. If you look at 168, everybody who's holding the belt is the best fighter at 168. You know what I'm saying?
That's damn. I didn't think about that. You're absolutely right.
Right. If you look at 175, Artur Beterbiev and Dimitri Bivol, the 2 champions, well, they are the 2 best fighters at 168. So it's not like there's a guy sitting at 175. So it's not like there's a guy sitting at 175 or at 168 who's not the champion that is better than the champions. No, that's not the case at those divisions. So if Canelo beats any of those guys, he gets to move up. Then, of course, you got Vasily Lomachenko. He's possibly going to fucking unify against Teofimo Lopez, right? So if he gets that fight, he could possibly move up ahead of Terence Crawford. And this is if Terence Crawford is still not fighting anybody. If he fights Kell Brook, yes, he gets moved down. Because we're talking Jeff Horn, Jose Benavidez, Amir Khan, Kell Brook, Egidijus Kavaliauskas. No, bro, it's not enough to keep you up there when those other guys are fighting bigger names, man.
Yep.
Consistently on top of that. It's not enough, man. So, yeah, if his next fight is Kell Brook.
Well, that is his next fight. That's going to be his next fight.
Yeah, I know, bro. I know. I'm just
That's
saying.
That's going to be his next fight. Like, and it's unfortunate. That's why I get what he's trying to do with Danny, and I'm glad he's mentioning it. But you got to understand, man, Danny and them know that they sitting pretty at the WBC. Why would they do that? Like, listen, here's the reality. Why would they throw you a bone? They ain't got to. Like, think about that for a second. They are in such a good position as contenders. They ain't got to throw you a bone. I ain't got to be hungry for that little goddamn trinket you got.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I don't have a trinket, but I ain't got to be desperate for that one.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Think about that for a second, dog.
Exactly. It's look, man. I'll even take Adrian Broner, please, somebody.
Yeah.
Somebody, dog. I'll take Adrian Broner. I mean, it won't really be better than Amir Khan, but it's slightly better than Amir Khan. Slightly. Amir Khan is over there getting rocked by Sammy Vargas and shit. So Adrian Broner is losing to Mikey Garcia, Sean Porter, Manny Pacquiao. He's losing to those guys, right? So Adrian Broner's better than at a better standing than Amir Khan. I'll take that. Somebody, you know what I'm saying? If not, man, Terence gonna find himself at 1 out of 10 if he don't stop fucking around, man. I'm just saying.
Yeah, no, you make a good point though, because if Vasyl Lomachenko fights Teofimo Lopez, technically, according to how the WBC likes to run it, I can't give it to him, but he's going to be undisputed. I'm not going to call him undisputed. You're not going to hold no franchise belt and tell me that's undisputed. No, get the fuck out of here. I'm not. No. No.
Yeah.
If people want to say it, that's fine for them. I'm not going to say it. That's why, because I know some of y'all out there telling me, hey, 2K, wait a minute, guy. If he beats Teofimo Lopez, he's undisputed. Well, the reason why 2K is saying unified is because we don't recognize the franchise tag.
Nope.
As you talking about undisputed.
No, he vacated his title. As far as I'm concerned, he vacated his title and gave it to Devin Haney. That's as far as I'm concerned. So yeah, I don't care what this dumbass franchise shit that Mauricio Suleiman himself can't even fucking provide any clarity to. He can't even do it, bro. He's over there struggling with how to explain the shit. You know what I mean? We got the articles proving that on 3kingsboxing.com where he's struggling to explain it. We got quotes from him struggling to explain it, right? So if the damn president of the organization that created the franchise tag can't even explain it with clarity, then why should I even give it any type of attention? I'm not. So if he beats Teofimo Lopez, guess what? He's still not undisputed in my eyes, bro.
Most definitely. My man Jordan Campini said, if you are new, these guys been grinding for a long time. Check out 3kingboxing.com. That's right, family.
Word up, man. Word up, my man.
Appreciate that.
My man.
Definitely appreciate that, man. So, all right, man. Oh,
I got something, man. Let me do this real quick.
There we go.
Yeah, my man King Phillip, man. He said, can Terence Crawford beat the winner of Charlo versus Rosario? And can be a easier fight to make? Because if not, less like the 147. I don't really understand the last part, but I get what you're saying about him going to 154, possibly taking on Charlo versus Rosario. I mean, I think the way Jermell Charlo fights, that's a good fight. Jason Rosario is pretty fucking big, but he's not really technically sound. Remember, Jason Rosario got knocked out by Nathaniel Gallimore. You know what I'm saying? He's a big dude, but I just think J-Rock is so whimsical, man. You know what I'm saying? He's so, Monday he's great, Tuesday he sucks. That's J-Rock. You know what I'm saying? So, and he got the motherfucker on a Tuesday. So that's why you saw what you saw. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not sold on Jason Rosario, bro. Even though he's really big, I think Terence would beat him. The Jermell Charlo fight, that would be an excellent fight, man. That'd be a good clash of styles. I'd like to see that fight. But again, I don't see PBC making that fight. They own 154 too. I don't see them making that fight if he goes up there. They were talking about fighting Patrick Teixeira, for God's sakes, man. They were talking about that like a couple months ago because Crawford's the WBO champion, right? He was going to move up to 154 and become the immediate mandatory for Patrick Teixeira, much like Alexander Usyk did it at a heavyweight to become the mandatory of the WBO for Anthony Joshua. And by the way, that's a whole nother wrinkle with the whole step aside money shit.
Yeah, we forgot about that.
I forgot about Alexander Usyk. That's a whole nother fucking wrinkle. You know what I'm saying? If they took step aside money, that shit would get convoluted as hell. Nobody would know up from fucking down, bro, if they did that. So that's a whole nother wrinkle. But anyway, that's what he was trying to do, or at least they were talking about doing at 154. But I guess that, decided they wasn't going to do that. But nobody wants to see him fight Patrick Teixeira. That's easy work. It's the same thing he did going up for Jeff Horn. They primed Jeff Horn. They had Jeff Horn, as Top Rank does, defend the WBO title after getting it, beating Manny Pacquiao, right? Yep. They said, nope, no Pacquiao rematch. We're going to have you defend the title because we're Top Rank and this is what we like to do. You're going to fight a guy named Gary Cochran. Fight him.
Cockroach. They told you fight that guy Cockroach.
Yeah, Cockroach. Fight him in Australia. Y'all are both Australian. Go over there and do it. We're not even gonna watch the fight. We already know who's gonna win. Just hurry up. Come back when you're done. You know what I'm saying? That's what Bob Arum told me. Come back when you're finished. I'm not even gonna watch the fight. You know what I'm saying? So they had him defend the title. He's a legitimate champion at 147. And they said, Jeff Horn was like, yeah, man, you know, I'm looking at Keith Thurman. Man, I'm looking at everybody. They're like, hold up, bro. No. You need to read the fine print in your contract. It specifically says, Article 2, Section 7B, that once you defend that title one time, you will be food for Terence Crawford. And that's exactly what. Am I lying, bro? No fake news.
No. You know what's funny is I remember when Spence was being deemed as the boogeyman, and I was arguing with this cat. I can't remember his name. Well, he was saying, "Yo, man, Jeff Horn is out here calling out Earl." I said, "Yo, man, it's easy to call out a dude when you know that you got a guy waiting to see if what he gonna do with his rematch clause." Exactly. You can say it all day long, right? But the minute Manny Pacquiao was like, "I'm not doing a rematch clause." He was no longer calling out Earl Spence. So then he goes off. He's like, yeah, I'm finna fight Gary Cochran. I'm finna fight in my hometown, Australia. I'm down. I'm finna fight Jerry Cochran. He beats Jerry Cochran. Like you say, he said, man, I want everybody. I want all of them. Bring them all on. I want everybody y'all got out there. I want everybody. Thurman, Porter, I want them all. And that's when Bob took him in the back room. He said, young man, sit down. I don't know what they do out here in Australia, but you gotta understand this contract. It means your ass belongs to me.
Exactly, bro. Exactly. So yeah, Jeff Horn was happy in the motherfucker when he beat Gary Cockroach, man. He was like, yeah, I'm going for everybody, man. I'm getting everybody in these streets. I was like, nah, you about to lose that title, and then we're gonna kick your ass right back over to Australia where you belong.
And they did.
And that's exactly what they did.
Then he started letting motherfucking ballroom dancers beat his ass.
Oh man, that's sad, bro.
He started letting Chip and Dipdale motherfuckers whoop his ass.
Oh yeah, Michael Zarafa, yep. Chippendale dancer, yeah. That shit don't make no sense, bro.
My man Scott Brown said, I recognize Tio is undisputed if he wins.
I don't
think about that. Yeah. Well, the thing of it is how can he be undisputed if he's not holding the WBC belt? He's only holding the WBC franchise tag.
Yep.
So see that, and that's what I hate about what they did with that.
Teofimo fights Devin Haney and beats him, sure. But not if he beats Vasil. He's the best in the division. Absolutely, but he's not undisputed.
My man says, he also said Charlo would walk through Bud easy. Nah, I don't think so.
Yeah, nah.
Scott
be fucking up at the end of the show, man. Look, my man Scott Brown be in these streets. Until the end of the show, that nigga in the house. He be in the house by the end of the show. What's wrong with this dude?
And so we got to kick him outside. Go outside. Take your ass outside. Virtuoso said PBC freezing out Crawford seems kind of petty to me. No. It don't seem petty. It is petty. Petty my ass. Yeah. It is petty.
Exactly.
Freezing them out is one thing. I'm okay with the freezing out. They trying to act like the nigga don't exist. I got a problem with that.
Exactly.
I got a problem with that. Hold on.
Absolutely. My man Darnell Kirkland said it best. T.O. can't win the franchise tag. It's in the rules.
Thank you very much.
Even though I'm still not going to consider it, bro. Even if they put the shit in the rules, there's no hardware to support it. Listen, man, there is a crown that has 4 trinkets that hold the crown in place. You want to know what those 4 trinkets are? WBC belt, WBO belt, WBA belt, IBF belt. Right? If you're telling me that a franchise tag does not have a trinket, it ain't a fucking title. You know what I'm saying? It's a tag. It's a status. You see what I'm saying? It's a title, but not in the physical form. You feel me? That's what it is. You don't win no undisputed. Basically, you don't have an undisputed crown with nothing tangible connecting to it. Absolutely not.
Exactly.
So even if it was in the rules, I would still be like, nope. WBC belt is on Devin Haney.
Exactly, man. My man Jordan Campini said, I think Crawford body type allows success. We don't need any more questionable slips.
Yeah, man. Look, yeah, them questionable slips. You know what I'm saying? That's man. That's when you know you got a big backing, dog. You know, when you get knocked down, clean punch, and the referee said, "Hold up, God damn it, that's a slip." Not gonna be allowing this fuckery to go along. That shit, I'm sorry, bro. I don't care what anybody says, bro. That was the same shit. I think it was Kenny Bayless did it when Marcos Maidana landed that right hand on Floyd.
Oh, yeah. Hold on, wait a minute. You can't be doing that, Floyd. You okay, Floyd? You okay? Oh, yeah. Go to the corner. Go to the corner. You can't hit the man like that. You okay, Floyd? You okay?
Oh, little boy, that Floyd fans gonna be mad, dog. I'm sorry. Kenny Bayless jumped in there. Trust me. I was in my local bar going for Floyd like a motherfucker when he fought Maidana, bro, both times. But I'm sorry, that sequence, Floyd was hurt. Maidana landed that right hand. Floyd was hurt. Kenny Bayless saw it. He said, "Oh, no. Hold up. Not about to have this shit on my watch. Get your ass over there in the neutral corner." Floyd, hey, man, you all right? You good? You know? You sure? You want a granola bar or anything, man? A glass of water? Hold on, man. He low blowed you. I think I saw him low blow you. Floyd's like, nah, man, he didn't. Yes, he did. Go ahead and take 5 minutes, Floyd. Take it. You know what I'm saying? That motherfucker jumped in there, Captain Save a nigga, bro. Straight up. That shit was funny as hell. I hadn't seen nothing like that in a long time, bro. That had me rolling, bro.
Hey, man, you know, Floyd used to kill me about Floyd, right? Floyd's one of those fighters that, you know, when they send a fighter to the corner to get the tape fixed or whatever, right? The ref normally will follow him and be like, hurry up, tape it up, to get the fight back on. All but when it was Floyd, he go to the corner, the ref just stand in the middle of the ring, hands crossed. Oh, you done?
Yeah.
Okay, time in.
Exactly, bro.
My man Simon Brown, why are you doing it, man? Hold on, I gotta find this.
Scott, you talking about Simon Brown?
My bad, Scott Brown. My man Scott Brown, why are you doing this? He said franchise like the WBA Super. No, it's not.
Oh, no, it's not. No,
because
it's not.
You can lose
nowhere
the
near.
WBA Super. You cannot lose the franchise.
Can't lose the franchise tag. It's nowhere near. And like I said, the franchise is a tag. It's not a belt. WBA Super is an actual belt that actually allows the WBA champion to become a unified champion. Like, you can't unify with the regular title. You can't do it. You have to be upgraded to Super. And then they allow you to unify the other belts. Completely different. Not even on the same, not even in, I'll tell you, man, Scott Brown be in the house, bro, by the end of the show. I think we'd be going too long, man.
Yeah, you know what? I think he gets bored and be like, you know what, man, I'm going to start some fuckery. I think that's what he does, man. You know what? Scott Brown, I think he misses the fuckery. So,
yeah, man.
We hear you, man. We hear you, man. We're going to bring it out. We going to bring it back. But until then, as always, man, go to 3kingboxing.com for our latest greatest what's going on in the sport of boxing. I want to thank all of you guys for being here as always, man. Like we said, we do this every day. We here all the time. Ain't no ducking. Ain't no, you know what I'm saying? We don't duck around here, baby.
Yeah. Word up.
Ain't no ducking around here, baby. We don't duck around here. We gonna be here. We don't have no allegiance to nothing but that 3KB. Prodigy HNIC, take us out.
Y'all know what to do, man. Go to Twitter at 3KingsBoxing, Instagram at 3KingsBoxing, right here on Facebook, facebook.com/3KingsBoxing. Of course, on YouTube, Prodigy Boxing Talk. You know what I'm saying? But most importantly, go to 3KingsBoxing.com for the latest and greatest in boxing news and information, as well as interviews, uncut, unraw, unfiltered. Y'all know what it is, man. We will be back here 6 to 6:30 Central, 7 to 7:30 Eastern, 4 to 4:30 Pacific. Right here, Facebook, YouTube. Until tomorrow, we out this bitch.